Hello there YouTube, I am Wheelchair21, and on today's Rolling Review, we got the newly released Saban's Power Rangers 6.5-inch Legacy figures, specifically the Power Rangers Ninja Storm Legacy figures, which can be found only in Wave 1 at this time. As you can see, the boxes have this wonderful display and are just amazing. Cardboard, plastic window boxes, kind of similar to what we've had in the past, would say the Super Legends line and the Armor Plus or the Armor Might, I forget what they're actually called, figures. And the boxes are pretty dang simple, and as you can see, our Wave 1 consists of MMPR Red, Green Ranger, and the 3 Ninja Storm Rangers. And as you can see on the boxes, and as well as inside the contents of Yellow and Blue, they each come with 2 individual limbs, whereas the Red comes with the entire torso and headpiece. Alright, let's open up these bad boys, show you the points of articulation, the accessory count, and our Build-A-Megazord Build-A-Figure series. Upon having these figures in hand, and look closely examining them, you can see that they're a composite of Figuarts meet American collector's figures, such as, say, Mattel's DC Classics, Masters of the Universe line, or Hasbro's Marvel Legends. Mostly, as you can see, with how the arms and the actual torsos are designed for characters. However, the legs, wrists, and feet feel more, I should say, like a Figuart, specifically due to how the thigh joints are actually molded and casted, especially due to how the actual ball-jointed wrists are designed. Feels very much like a great idea, a composite, a best of both worlds, you may say. So, as you can see, all of their helmets look pretty spot on, almost like Figuarts quality when it comes to the detail and representation and each of the signature details to red, yellow, and blue. Now, as you can see, most males will have the same similar features of a figure, whereas a female will have, well, a female-like body, female characteristics. So, to start off, we'll use red as our basis to show off the points of articulation. You have, first off, the ab crunch, an actual jointed neck, as well as the ability to rotate it. I believe it's on a ball-jointed peg. You can't really hold me to that, but that's what I believe, which makes me somewhat believe that there'll be the ability to possibly have maskless helmet versions in the future, depending on if actors sign off the rights to that, but I doubt Saban and Bandai will go full through with that due to the, legalities of likeness. There is a shoulder joint, swivel, actual hinge, bicep, double-jointed elbow, as you can see. And, like I said, their wrists are very reminiscent of Figuarts. See? Look at that. It's a Figuart. As well as their hips, their actual thigh swivel, and you have double-jointed knees and ankle articulation. Very nicely done. Only problem is, the first line seems to have a lot of loose joints. Then again, American products always seem to be a lot looser than their Japanese counterparts, so I can't really hold them to it, as well as the fact that this is the first wave to be released. There are going to be obvious frickin' flaws that you cannot avoid, sadly. But that's about it. Oh, hey! Waist swivel. Didn't notice that. Now, when looking at our Blue Wind Ninja, Tori, you can see she tries to use a similar characteristic to most female figures from Mattel or Hasbro with the hourglass-like body, as well as the breast abdomen swivel joint, where it's different than the males. The only other difference is her skirt is quite hard rubber. I heard it was going to be a softer material to allow more range in the thighs, and the hips to move for the legs to do more kick thrusts. However, it's quite tight even with the slits cut into it, so you will have a lot of issues. I don't know what to do to make it looser. I would probably say maybe warm water, but that could actually overly ruin the figure in general. And she doesn't have a basic waist joint like the male counterparts. That seems to be the biggest change between her and the guys. So all chicks, I'm guessing, will have this similar design and ways that their points of articulation will be produced. There will probably be a few exceptions in the line. I just don't know who will really gain those at this time, since most females already introduced use skirts. Their accessory count is highly limited, only having their basic ninja swords. And As you can see, not many of the details are painted in, but they are pretty much accurate to the weapons on screen and used. The only difference between this and their original release back in like 2002 or 2001 is that they're accurately all colored, pretty much. Like most of the details are present. Just the only things that aren't are the paint in the actual end of the hilts and on the buttons. That's the only difference. As for their already pre-sheathed forms, they cannot perform the gun mode, and when you attach them, just like the original ones, they plug in via a peg to the back. Pretty simple and pretty limited. I gotta say, the fact that they're just giving their basic swords and not even the gun representation is kind of poor in my taste, even for a first wave, a first series in the line. I would have thought they would at least come with their signature weapons as well, like the Hawk Blaster, the Sonic Fin, and the Lion Hammer, but they don't. Will they be released in the line? We don't know at this time. There is talk that they're probably going to be releasing them with 6th Rangers. However, due to the fact that the Green Ranger doesn't come with even the sword for the Megazord, for the regular MMPR Megazord, everyone is now very skeptical of how stuff is going to be released. Speaking of our Megazord, we got to talk about this guy. For the first time ever, we have Build-A-Figure in a Bandai line series, and it's Megazords, which also makes me believe that we might have Build-A-Figure villains to go with our Megazords, or we'll just have regular villains at the size of the basic Rangers in future series. So, the biggest thing that I gotta say is, it uses a lot of ball joints in the ankle, in the actual knee, and in the thigh. I feel like that's going to be the biggest flaw about these figures thus far, due to the fact that they can obviously pop off, as you can see. As simple as that. The elbows, basic, 90-degree angle joints for elbows, swivels on ball joints, and the head can rotate. It's just a little freaking tight, as you can see. But, to add insult to injury, the Megazords don't even come with weapons, they come with closed fists, which also adds to the belief that weapons will come in a later line, or in reissues, or special editions. Luckily enough, the hands do pop off. They are on basic ball joints, which adds to confirm that we will have possibly replaceable hands in the future. For our first complete Megazord in the line, however, it does make me hope that they'll expand further and make accurate, knee joints to other Zords, because I just don't like the fact that they can easily pop off. It's evaluation time, and for my final evaluation, the Power Rangers 6.5-inch Legacy figures are actually worth the $19.99 price, even if the first wave has flaws, but that is expected. Those flaws being, and I'll reiterate, are loose joints and a low accessory count, to the extent that even the Megazord does not even have its own sword, which is something that several fans are very skeptical of that they'll ever include for the Zords, or that we'll have to see in second editions, like you've seen with Marvel Legends and DC Classics figures, where they'll come out with a brand new, better version of the character with possibly more accessories, or you'll see it in a special 2-pack, or a gift set, or a convention exclusive. So, at this time, they're at least a good variation to the Figuarts for people who want Figuarts. We're probably never going to see Figuarts again of Sentai characters, even though these three already got theirs. But after having them in hand, over time I do believe the evolution will be great, will be more worthwhile for your price. I do believe maybe raising these up to $25 would be good with the addition of more accessories in over time. Do I think the Build-A-Zords are great? Yes, but they really need to work on the knee joints. I'm not a fan of those ball joints whatsoever, because it's just terrible, because it just makes their legs freaking loose as hell. Where can fans find these? Most likely at this time you can find them in Targets, you will be able to find them in Toys R Us's, and in Walmarts, and in other retailers, whether they be actual stores and online. So, yes, buy these if you want them, get them now, and hope for the best and that we'll get better accessories and different assortments of Rangers and Zords in the future. Anyways, I am Wheelchair21. This has been your first look and review at Legacy Figures Wave 1, the Ninja Storm figures. And you can see this review here on my channel, HeroTaku.com, Hero Club, and you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you all next time.